Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News. After the debate, I'm Sarah Sanchez. We got to begin the evening checking in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast. After quite an eventful night, a lot of people were cleaning up the yard out there this morning, Rachel. When I was driving around town, I saw branches on the roads, people moving big tree limbs, but much quieter evening.
Yeah, there were gusts over 70 miles an hour reported in parts of the state. But as you mentioned, things are looking much better here moving forward. Right now, 70 degrees in Hartford, mid 70s for the New Haven area. It is a beautiful evening ahead because the humidity continues to drop off, and that is making it feel downright comfortable out there. Taking a look at the humidity tracker over the next 24 hours, we are solidly in that comfy category. And for a change, nothing here on the radar. As we head through the overnight hours, we're looking at temperatures that'll fall back into the 50s. No AC units required as we head through the day tomorrow. And our next chance for seeing some rain doesn't come until we head into Saturday night and Sunday. So we continue to get a break in the action as we head through the day tomorrow with lots of sunshine, low humidity, and nice, comfortable temperatures. We'll take a look at that weekend rain chance. Your full forecast coming up in just a bit, Sarah.
Thank you, Rachel. And well, here's a roundup of some of the damage we saw in the aftermath of last night's storms. As Fox 61 showed you live last night, a tree fell on a house in Windsor, trapping a 3-year-old in his bedroom. Fortunately, his mother and father were able to get him out and free him, and by some miracle, he wasn't hurt. Good news there. Well, lightning lit up the sky over West Hartford and thunder rumbled across the state. Look at that light show. This ferocious, fast-moving storm blew through with wind gusts in excess of 75 miles an hour in some parts, as you heard Rachel mention there. Fox 61 viewer David Lovelace shared this video with us, so thanks for sharing that, David. And our Fox 61 team was in Burlington last night watching the storms. There's confirmation a tornado actually touched down in Lincoln, Rhode Island, and in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. So it did get severe, but outside state line. Back here in Connecticut, a man died during last night's storms. A large tree fell on him in Willimantic, and it killed him. This happened on Union Street just before 11 o'clock. His name, though, has yet to be released. And in addition to the trees, power lines have been knocked down in Newington and in many other parts of the state. Look at all this damage. More than 20,000 customers lost power, meaning no AC and potentially spoiled food in the fridge. Here's the latest on those power outages across Connecticut right now. A little more than 8,000 Eversource customers are still in the dark, mostly in Canton. United Illuminating reports it has restored power to all customers. You can get updates on those numbers on the forecast page of our website, fox61.com. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane takes us to Bristol, where some drivers found out this morning their cars had been totaled by fallen trees.
Some double trouble storm damage in Bristol here at Redstone Commons condo complex. Now you can see the damage right over here. 2 very large trees, one falling across 7 cars here in the parking lot, the other just narrowly missing this condo building. Now you can see the extensive damage to those cars right there. Shattered windshields, some of the roofs of the cars collapsing in. Car owners coming out this morning looking at the mess here in the parking lot, some taking pictures of their vehicles, some taking their items out of their vehicles. Now, of course, they have a whole lot to deal with moving forward this morning. Now, this is the second culprit right here. Crews were working really hard getting the first tree off of those vehicles. This tree still remains just narrowly missing the side of this condo building, though. Luckily, everyone is okay inside. It fell right to the side of it. Some of the tree branches and limbs are on top of the side of the building, but nothing too serious for any damage inside, at least. So that's the good news there. It's important to note if anyone sees any down power lines, whether that be in your neighborhood, out on the roads, it's important to leave them be. Don't go near them. Get to a safe location and call 911 because those down power lines can be dangerous. You can always report any outages on Eversource's mobile map, and then they can give you some estimation times as to when power may be restored. In Bristol, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Tree service companies were certainly busy today. Whenever severe weather happens, you can count on Fox 61 and our Weather Watch team to keep you informed. Download the free Fox 61 News app to track severe weather and get alerts when you need them the most. Now here's a brief look at the other top stories we're following tonight. Burlington's planning and zoning officials met tonight to discuss what to do about the big empty field we first told you about on Fox 61 News last night. Plans for its future have divided the community there. Some would like to see a new lacrosse field carved out. Others just want it left alone. We'll take you inside that contentious meeting coming up later tonight. The NBA draft is over and members of the championship UConn men's basketball team are again moving up to the big leagues. Tristan Newton was selected by the Indiana Pacers. Cam Spencer is heading to the Memphis Grizzlies. 4 UConn players were selected in the draft, and that's the most out of any NCAA school in this draft. Jonah Karp will have much more a little later coming up in sports. The state legislature was back at it today at the Capitol for a special session. They're voting on measures preventing a motor vehicle tax increase. Also on the agenda, adding transparency around school construction projects, state banking regulations, streamlining the state historic preservation office's work, and a now controversial policy to give the state's water management agencies the authority to acquire other water companies. For more about these top stories and other headlines, head to fox61.com or download the free Fox 61 News app. The CDC is showing COVID numbers are ticking up, although hospitalizations are low. If you're looking for proof, look no further than the state capitol. Governor Ned Lamont's office announced the governor tested positive yesterday using an at-home test kit. We're told he's feeling fine, other than a few mild symptoms. Lamont has been away from the office the last few days and is expected to work remotely for the time being. Tonight, a Massachusetts man spending the first night of the rest of his life behind bars for 2 murders he committed 4 summers ago. The deadly shootings took place in the Buckland Hills commuter lot in the early morning hours of August 2nd, 2020. It happened after an illegal car race from Springfield to Manchester. In March, a jury convicted 25-year-old gang member Gregory Critchlow of Springfield for the murders of Gregory Scott and Jennifer Hicks. Scott's father said at the sentencing, justice has prevailed. Hicks's mother said Critchlow took away an innocent life. Critchlow was sentenced to life in prison.